With Rogue One coming this December, speculation for the upcoming film is hyping up. As we prepare for our first glimpses at the movie, let's discuss the possible appearance of one of the most mysterious Star Wars characters to date. If this character does indeed appear in Rogue One, it definitely would help fill in some blanks concerning the character's backstory. I am of course referring to Supreme Leader Snoke. It is stated that Snoke witnessed the rise and fall of the Empire, which tells us he was alive and active during the Empire's reign, and as an extension of that, Rogue One. Some have even gone as far to speculate that Snoke could have been in the ranks of the Empire and worked closely with some of its most prestigious and valued members, with theories of him being a past admiral or even royal guard among Imperial ranks. Snoke is of course not present or referenced in the original trilogy, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a string puller during the events. Recently, it has been discussed that Snoke could take on some of the story points from the EU character Grand Admiral Thrawn, and that Palpatine may have ordered Snoke to colonize and explore the unknown regions of space to further the Empire's grasp. This was a huge plot point in the Star Wars EU, and allowed Thrawn to seize control over the remnants of the Empire after its initial defeat. Sound familiar? This is what could have put Snoke in optimal position to take over the remnants of the Empire after its defeat by the hands of the rebels and Luke Skywalker. It is made clear in the Force Awakens novelization that Snoke admired the Empire and its leaders, stating that Vader had an exemplary life and expressing that the Empire helped promote progress that otherwise would not have been attainable. These statements could indicate to us that Snoke had a past role in the Empire, and since we know the First Order rose from the unknown regions, it is a possibility that Snoke was out there already colonizing and exploring it at the time of the death of both Palpatine and Vader. Interestingly enough, there is a lot of emphasis in the First Order to explore unknown areas of space and colonize it to help attain better resources for weaponry and acquire more loyal planets to help aid the First Order in all of their endeavors. In fact, Snoke attributes the First Order's success to this, expanding the Order and causing it to be widespread, making it far more difficult to stomp out. If Snoke was to appear in Rogue One, I do not think it would be in a large role, but simply a brief appearance or even mention of him is possible if he was indeed a member of the Empire. The purpose of this would be for world building primarily, to connect the dots between the original trilogy and this new trilogy, since Rogue One will be taking place just before the events of A New Hope. The benefits of having Snoke appear would be to set up his role in the new trilogy and give us pieces of how he came into power without spoiling all of the mystery of the character. Even the mention of Snoke in Rogue One would both answer and produce more questions to ponder about Episode 8, which is something Disney is masterful at and has proven effective with their handling especially of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It has been long speculated that Snoke's relationship with the two reigning Sith Lords of the time may be much deeper than we first may have assumed, and a brief mention in Rogue One would do a lot to help spike more intrigue into the character's past. I would quickly like to bring up another point. The Empire is very unaccepting of outsiders and trusting new people and organizations. It is hard to believe that they would allow an outsider to enter their fold and take over. This is primarily what leads me to believe Snoke may have been a member of the Empire prior to the First Order. If Snoke was indeed a member of the Empire, it would assist him in promoting optimal chances of him gaining complete control of it. Simply put, I find it hard to believe an outsider came in and immediately swayed the remaining members of the Empire to their side. It may be intriguing to be introduced to a villainous character in Rogue One that we have no idea is Snoke until later, again sowing the breadcrumbs for Snoke's backstory. With all this being said, I don't think it would be a detriment to the film if Snoke is not featured in any regard in Rogue One. Part of the intrigue of Snoke is the mystery that surrounds him, and I think the filmmakers are aware of this. They may want to save the reveal for a future film like Episode 8 or 9, and just leave a few hints in Rogue One, if any at all. Rogue One appears to want to focus on other aspects other than Force sensitives and larger universe characters. Rogue One has thus far been marketed as a different look into the universe we love via a different set of eyes. Of course, this references the look at the war against the Empire from the point of view from a ragtag group of rebels that were able to change it all by their daring theft of the Death Star plans, and not a Jedi or princess destined to save the galaxy. Tell me what you think. Could Snoke show up in Rogue One in any regard, or even be mentioned briefly by members of the Empire? I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. Do you think that they will follow the same pattern as the Marvel movies and sow the seeds for future films and cause more intrigue in characters that we don't know much about? Really curious about this. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter for updates on the channel. We also have a Patreon if you'd like to help contribute to the channel and gain access to some special features. Click the annotations on screen to watch my previous video or a mystery video. Links for all are in the description down below. May the Force be with you and have a great day.